for tonight's game include
Welcome into
Paul
KSL Sports Rewind's game of the
linesman
week,
Riley
week
Taylor,
one of the
line
22
judge
high
James
school
Moody,
football season.
back
About
judge
to
Aaron
kick off right
Cokerhouse,
here on KSL Sports.
foul reporter Christian Hancock.
Timpview taking on Lone Peak in a kickoff of a couple teams with successful 21 campaigns and high hopes here in 2022. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham, and Moose, we started with this game last year. It was a doozy. We start here in 22 with rematch of last year.
Oh, Dane, I'm freaking stoked out of my mind. I can't even hold it in anymore. With the millions and millions of people tuning in, feeling the exact same way I am, I just can't wait till Ian Sanchez's foot hits that beautiful leather to start this game off. We've got so many dudes here. I mean, there's more stars on the field than 247. There's probably 247 stars out there. We've got so many good dudes. Cialia Serra. We've got just a plethora of great teams. And we've got the defending 6A champions to come out and rock our world. I'm just excited, Dane.
The boys of fall ready to kick off as Sanchez, as Moose so eloquently put it, starts our 22 campaign underway here from Provo High School as this into the end zone for the touchback. And look, we talk about Timpview, they have the designated home team. They had the return game this year. It's being played at Provo due to construction at Timpview. And how about cooler heads kind of prevailing here? Provo letting Timpview come over and play on their black team here.
Well, we want to see this. I love that there's great community here in the state of Utah. But when Timpview comes out here, there's a couple things you need to pay attention to. Number 10, Tay Nakua. Number 55, Spencer Fano, one of my favorite players and human beings in the entire state, a 4-star. And then on the other side, we've got Eli coming in at left tackle. He's going to end up being a 4-star too. But the quarterback play is going to be interesting with Kason Villa.
I was going to say, we got to get to what people call the most important positions. They'll get it here to Betsted. Boy, this young man looks like he's been eating protein since last fall. Takes it up there for a gain of 9 on first down. But you talk about Villa coming in. This is a transfer from Wasatch, coming in here as a junior quarterback. It won't just be Villa we see today behind center for Timpview.
Yeah, the other person we should be seeing is Hillman Kasuga. Oh, Beckstead!
Second play of the game, but a penalty flag. Looks like this might be coming back.
Yeah, starting out the game, Tay Nakua was doing something I love. He was blocking, but it got a little excessive there. Someone must have said something to him about his family or his girlfriend, who knows. But what I love to see is great blocking by the receiver, but sometimes it gets a little bit excessive.
Or there might have been another explanation. All right, let's be fair to Nakua. One of the things we saw today, how about blue smoke as Timpview?
The excitement is there. There's great things. There's amazing talent out here, though. I'm excited to see that. You saw that from Beckstead, a returning starter. He looks bigger, faster, stronger, and taller from last year. So they're going to be relying on him a lot. But 2nd and 2, let's see what happens here.
The penalty will bring it back to the original line of scrimmage. That's a spot penalty. So it's going to be 2nd and 2 here again for the T-Birds. Beckstead. Hard flat there, drawing Lone Peak offside.
That's always a good feeling right there. You're in their heads. You're like, don't you jump. That gives the offensive line a better opportunity on the next series to come up here and take advantage of the defensive line.
We're talking about all the returners for this Timpview offense. We'll talk about the Lone Peak defense here after this play. It is a first down for the Birds, and they'll stay on the ground here to carry to Tuaone, and the senior taking it.
Number 21.
Yeah, this is a completely different Lone Peak defense. You don't have Luke the Durfee Dozer down there anymore. You don't have KO the Kamikaze Hansen. You've got a group, a team effort. The only person that's back is Dorito, I think his name is. And so we're going to see a full new defense, but I'm excited to watch it.
You have the return of one of the best defensive coordinators in the state. Nice back there by Tuaone up the middle. He'll pick up about 5 yards on the carry. But you don't have that same edge rush. You don't have the same linebackers, the safety. Every level is affected by graduation on this Lone Peak defense. There's going to be a great opportunity for some of these young guys, Seth Dahl, a senior, Tyler Denny, a senior, to make statements for this Lone Peak defense now in this senior class. It's a 3rd down and 4 here for Timpview. And the first time we'll see via throw from the near side, and that ball incomplete. Defended there by Nalahine, and we'll bring the 4th down here for Timpview.
Yeah, something Lone Peak's head coach was really high on. He said, you know what, I really like our DBs. They're unproven. No one's really seen anything about them, but I think we've got some dudes back there. So I'm excited to see the punt though. Everyone's here for the special teams. Let's be real here, Dane.
Yeah, you know it. Look, I mean, this the offense sells tickets, but special teams keeps you glued to the edge of your seat. You're here to punch it away, back to receive it. For Lone Peak, standing about 21 as this gets away is Cole Christensen, one of the key returners off that slick pitch of offense last year. Cole looking to reverse it. Good edge set there by Timpview. Cole steps around it. Christensen, a nice return up near midfield, taken down to the 47-yard line.
Return made by number 1,
will
Cole
come out near
Christensen.
midfield
Out
for
the
their first
48-yard line.
possession.
Yeah, a new coach to Lone Peak sideline this year is Trey Dye. So, learning a lot about that. His father, James Dye, you punt, you die. So, it's good to see that out there. It's good to see the connection from BYU. But Cole Christensen is no joke. We've got Cole Christensen. We've got Crew McChesney coming back. Good old Crew. And then Max Bateman at tight end. I freaking love Max Bateman. But the guy pulling the strings this year is Caden Hodson. He's built like a Mack truck. I love it.
Yeah, senior was talking to a Lone Peak guy before the game, said, hey, look, this guy was playing football, went and started playing baseball, and here is carry from Hodson. A nice start here for Lone Peak as Hodson taking up for a gain of 10.
Around the right side.
Yeah, talking to the head coach earlier, he says, Hodson reminds me a little bit of Jackson Dart in his build. And I looked at him, I'm like, big base, you're right. That dude is all legs. It's going to be tough to hit him if you're in the backfield. So don't let that kid get to the second level or you're going to be having a world hurt.
It is a first down here for Lone Peak off the Hodson carry. We're talking about all the changes on defense for Lone Peak, changes on the offense. That whole offensive line graduated. They also don't have the same running attack. There's a quick mile in the back for Lone Peak and on this first down.
Yeah. Hodson is super happy this year because Chesney decided to come back. Crew McChesney is a BYU commit for baseball. One of the top baseball players, not just in the region, not just in the state, but in the entire gosh darn country. He's got MLB teams after him because of his speed and because of his hitting ability.
Pistol formation here for Hodson on 2nd down. To the top of the screen. Christensen in motion coming near side. Stay on the ground here. There's the Timpview defense. Swung him up. First guy there is Hunga for the T-Birds.
Pokai Hunga is just an absolute stud. You're going to be seeing that they're missing a couple kids. The Ambrosio brothers, which is a massive, massive loss. They're tuned in right now. You guys, I feel like Michael Irving Johnson begging Michael Jordan to come back. Please come back. I'm on my knees, gentlemen. I'm on my knees.
Third down and 9 here for Lone Peak. Go here, opening quarter. And we have whistles here. Looks like the seeker here on the Knights will back him up.
So it looks like that.
Called on Lone Peak to be a 5-yard penalty.
Talk about 5 new starters on the O-line.
Down.
Yeah. One starter you should look out for that's guaranteed to be a D1 player is number 70, Austin Pay. His older brothers are phenomenal, 4-year starters. That was his next oldest one. And the one above that, Connor Pay, is the starting center at BYU. He's longer than both of them. He's got the ability to play tackle, and he's got next level ability. Yeah, the thing is, we're in the first game of the year. Everyone's feeling that energy. They need to calm down. They need to understand what's going on because later in the year, he's going to make that hit. Lone Peak's a team that traditionally gets better and better throughout the year. And it looks like they're going for it.
I was kind of wondering if you maybe try to pick up 6 or 7 there and try to go kind of 2-down territory here, or 4-down territory, I should say. But looks as though they will indeed potentially go for it. 4th and 14, offense on the field here for Lone Peak.
It might be smart to take a penalty here, honestly. Not a bad choice. Get that more punting ability for Ian Sanchez out here.
Look, this is all about getting the right stats for your punter. And if you can give him an extra 5 yards,
hey, I have no problem with that. Ian Sanchez is one of my favorite kickers / punters. He wasn't a punter going into the season. He called me up. He's like, hey, how do you punt? I'm like, that's a loaded question. People spend their whole lives figuring this out, but let's see how he does.
You just keep the ball, Moose.
Oh, that's all you do. Oh.
Yeah, how about Alex Passy going to come out here, huh? Maybe a little trickeration early, huh?
I don't know.
Passy, the senior, gets it away.
Not a bad punt, Passy. Let it go.
Taking it to 7. Looking for a lane. Jackson Allred will take it up to the 12 before he'll be tackled.
That's the one. The rule is you have your heels on the 10 or the 8, and that ball was going into the end zone. You say, let it go. Let's take it from the 20. Let's get it done. But those are lessons that will be learned in film tomorrow.
I want to remind you, we'll have every Lone Peak football game for you right here on CSS Sports. We want to thank our sponsors of Lone Peak Football. Black Desert Resort, remarkable within reach. The Last Acts, Bring Them All, and Tiger Friday, Batesville, for the fierce and free sponsors of Lone Peak Football here on KSL Sports.
Man, always good to have great sponsors, but is this case on again? Yes, it is.
First down, Via handing off. Oh, how about the lower body strength there? Beckstead able to move the ball ahead.
Beckstead is really impressive me. And you're going to see a lot more run-heavy Timpview team. They don't have the 3-year starter coming back anymore. They're going to really build their team up, and they're going to establish the run game first. But Beckstead can do it. He's got the build for it now.
Last one kicked by Via. Nice athletic move there. How about Via shaking defenders? Pick up there of about 3, maybe 4 yards for Via on the run.
I like Micah Beckstead at the end of that, doing the Reggie Bush pull, push, or whatever. Come on, let's go.
Let's get you an extra yard.
Come on.
The 22-yard line will bring up 3rd and 2 for Timpview.
3rd and 2 here for Timpview.
Big 3rd down here. Oh! Man. Ryan Denny's got to be livid.
Offsides called on the Knights. That'll be a 5-yard penalty and a first down for Timpview.
You have guys at first game of the year, not a lot of varsity experience, under pressure, and
he doesn't have those elite defensive ends anymore.
Beckstead on first down. Big ball for Beckstead. Through it, and up to the 43-yard line. Micah Beckstead.
Coming on the right side, number 14, Micah Beckstead.
Man, that is a fun person to watch. Now we're going to get some more Tuone.
This is a nice duo, huh? It feels like Timpview's had duo of backs. I mean, you go back to Target Landstead, Lamson and Beckstead. Now it's Beckstead and Tuone. That ball on the turf. Boy, I thought Tuone was on it. Yes, he is. Retain it.
Fumble in the backfield. Falling on the number 21.
Last year, Timpview gave the ball away too many times. They're looking a lot more disciplined right now, but that's a scary moment. Whenever the ball is on the turf, we always want to end the series with the ball hitting someone's foot, whether that's a punt, PAT, or a field goal. That's all that matters. No turnovers.
Got to end drives with kicking.
Amen.
2nd down. Lancet showing pressure there. Via able to see it. Check the sideline. 7 minutes to go here. Opening quarter. Via.
Pass complete to number 13, Jackson Allred.
Allred, the punt returner, he's doing a little bit of everything.
Number 2, Alex Passy.
And there's so many good receivers on this team. Like, we've got Pokai Hunga, we've got Tay Nakua, we've got Jackson Allred. There's so many dudes you can throw it to. And Kason, as long as you've got the running game going, those are going to be open.
On the ground here. Fly sweep for Vea. Here's Isaiah. Still on his feet, out of bounds inside the 40.
And around number 1, Isaiah Baea.
Timpview's doing a great job controlling the clock, controlling the game, making sure it's in their ability. So if Lone Peak can't stop them, this is going to be a long, long night. But I think they've got a good offense. Let's see how they do on this quick.
I like the tempo they're playing with too, right? It's one go for the line, one next play. Want to flip to the tempo.
Timeout is called by Lone Peak.
Offense, and it will force
6:36 left in the first quarter.
Take a timeout. Timeout. Knights. No score. Timpview on the drive. You're watching KSL Rewind Game of the Week. We'll take a moment to thank a couple sponsors here. While we have
And we love our sponsors.
I've been associated with full service law firm out of Utah County. They'll meet with you anywhere. Los Angeles, down in St. Louis. Full service law firm, whatever needs you might have, your business was going on, taking care of you. For free consultation, call Hyman and Associates. Also want to thank the Governor University for taking care of you. Take your next step in your education, your professional pursuit on your schedule. To learn more about how you can seek out that next degree and visit
Love our sponsors.
Love our sponsors. Week 1, we're still kind of getting settled here, Bruce.
Oh, I've twisted my tongue a few times, but we're going to get back at it. Get those week 1 jitters out of here.
Yeah. First down here, or second and 1, sorry. Via looking deep, pass up man to the
Pokai.
Long pass on the right side from group number 17. Pokai Hunga.
Oh my goodness, Pokai Hunga, one of the top receivers in the state. The crazy thing about Timpview, they've got some of the top players in each position. Great throw by Villa. Love to see it. And now we've got the all-important PAT coming in here. Oh, goodness. Where's the holder? Goodness. Quit celebrating, Via. Get into the position.
I got your back here, Ron. Don't worry. Going after. Oh, good.
The nice thing is, Timpview has 2 senior kickers right here. 1 for kickoffs, 1 for PATs. And both extremely talented. And Isaac Hudson, who just hit a PAT, and Jacob Larson. So it's going to be interesting to see. But Lone Peak isn't used to being down. They haven't had that for about 2 years now. Last year, they didn't lose at all, I don't think. Okay, they lost 1 game. But besides that, it's just crazy. Oh. The game we called. Yep.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, Moose.
It's all right. Hey, it's week 1.
It's week 1.
We'll remind you of Lone Peak football. Right before you all hear here, we got a couple of ads. Go Terrace and Trap sponsors. Lone Peak football. Go Terrace products. Help athletes around the world maintain the ads. How you can help your health.
Oh, returnable kick.
Good return. Christensen has a way up near midfield.
Cole Christensen is a dangerous man. He's giving me visions of Covey out there. Lone Peak is starting around the 50 each time they're getting the ball. And that field position game is going to pay dividends for them here in the next little bit. They only have to go 50 yards instead of 80 yards, which I love. Cole Christensen is an absolutely underrated player. I had him as a top 10 receiver going into the season, and he can do so much more than just return. He's an absolute threat at times. Also, I love Brooks Wild back here. Let's see what he can do.
First down for the Knights. They'll go on the ground. Wild going to find a lane through that offensive line.
And up the middle, number 21.
What a great run. There was nothing there. He's digging, he's dicing, he's dodging all around, and he's getting those 4 yards right there. Great run. Dodgeball's a great shot. Yes, it is. Patches O'Houlihan on the call over here.
Yeah, you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a dodgeball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a 250-pound defensive lineman coming at you. Probably.
Second down. Good carry here for Hobson. Tell you. I mean,
Quarterback keeper for number 11,
he's
Hayden
not afraid
Hobson.
to work through physicality and
Big tackle at the
Yeah,
42
you go
yard line.
stand next to him. He's
First
not
down,
top
1
heavy at all. He's built like a horse. You're just like, goodness gracious. Got those big old thick Jackson Dart legs in there.
well, they are nice, right? You got to have a strong horse, huh? Hey. We'll be
Goodness.
here all night, folks.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
First down.
Lone Peak has had a lot of quarterbacks come in just for their senior year, and Hodson could be the next special one here.
Passes down to number 1, Cole Christensen falls incomplete. Covers on the play from number 54, Ciale Acera.
Ciale Acera is a coach's dream. I think at the next level, he's playing Mike for Timpview right now, and he does a phenomenal job at that. Naturally, I believe he's a 3-tech at the next level.
He was in the dirt last year, right?
Yes, he was. But you get some weight on that young man, people will be having nightmares about him.
It's a hand in the pellets, so that's the modern day. Still with Brown again.
And up to number 24, Brooks Wild.
Brooks isn't the biggest kid in the world, but he's fighting for every yard, and that's what I like to see. I like to see the legs churning. I like to see him getting those extra yards, and it's fun to watch.
I'll tell you one of the things about Little Peak, and I don't know if we've seen two drives from Little Peak. I see there's some speed on this offense. So you can get that in open space. You know, it'll be interesting to see this offense develop as the year goes on, and where they kind of settle. Again, a lot of new faces, new changes. This
Passing hit up number 2, Cleveland Chesney.
Tekalesi. We're going Tekalesi. So Tekalesi, I believe he came from the academy in Harriman. What's that called? The basketball academy. RSL. To come play football. I believe that's Tekalesi that did that. There's a lot of new faces in the defensive backfield for Timpview. And it's rough. They don't have Braxton Feely in here anymore. He left to Boise State. Absolute monster. But let's see what Lone Peak can do here.
Fourth down, Lone Peak. Gonna go for it. Hodson. Pocket breaking down. Hodson gonna try to get it with his feet. Oh! The hand in the dirt and a first down here for the senior quarterback, Caden Hodson, who just would not give up.
Caden Hodson.
Second effort.
My goodness gracious. He will not be denied with that ball. Playing a dangerous game right there. Goodness gracious. Caden better be careful. Every quarterback, when they start out, they're like, I'm going to fight for every single yard. Sometimes it's like, make the smart play, slide, and live to see another day. But Caden is not that guy today.
By about week 5, they're like, all right, man, I'm going to just slide on that one. First down after the Hodson carry back to the ground here. Wild met at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. Munga will swallow him up.
Munga's a new face for Timpview this year. Coming from Mountain View, Munga is an absolute freak. He is so fast. I think he ran a 4.740. I was watching that. He is fast, he is strong, and he's doing that from the defensive tackle position. He was able to get a bunch of G5 offers this offseason from the likes of UNLV, Utah State, and all over. He's just a kid that the more people watch him, the more people will like him.
He's one of the few players with a name across the back, so I don't know what that means, but there you go, second down. Hodson, again, oh boy, covered him right there, but that ball on target, caught by Blanton.
Pass complete.
Got a first down.
Great catch by Sean Blanton.
Aisa Ngalayai.
That's a fun thing about Timpview. You're going to have a lot of vowels coming out of your mouth when you announce these games, and I apologize if I screw up anyone's name.
Yeah,
but
we're trying.
I'm about as Irish as they come, so I do great with Crew McChesney.
Yes, you do.
But a lot of these Spanish names are tough on the tongue.
Yeah. I've been doing this 16 years. I'm still learning. First down here for the Knights. Oh! Hodson able to break another tackle. Hodson! My goodness, man. I thought he was wrapped up.
Oh my gosh, is that Hodson or Marshawn Lynch out there? Holy Hannah!
17, Pokai Helmet.
You know, let me point something else out. They brought Mackay Smith on. He was the back. That
Person
carried
goal
out the
for the
fake a
Knights
good
on
10
the
yards.
6-yard
I want to
line.
point that out because I was still wondering who had the ball. But how about Hodson? Dan, you're breaking away from, like, big physical defenders here in Timpview.
Man, we got to come up with a name. Caden Hodson is earning himself a nickname. Caden the House Hodson, because he's bringing the house. How do you feel about that?
You got to figure something out. This ball low, intended there for Blanton incomplete.
Honestly, I'm okay with that because you had Pokai Hunga and Siale Asera right there. It's just like, let's not throw this high because that could be going for 6 the other way.
You don't want to injure a line out of week 1 either, right?
Second and goal.
No.
6.
No.
Down here for Lone Peak because they are inside the 10, second and goal.
Yeah.
2:26 to go here in our opening quarter. Nice drive for the Knights. To the ground, wide open, lane. Not a lot there. Will pick up a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
And up the middle, number 24, Brooks Wild.
This
Tackle
Lone
made
Peak line,
by
we talk
number
about
60.
moving out a bunch of
Took it
starters
out.
from last year.
Oh.
A lot of experience. They've actually done a pretty good
Being a
job.
2 on the play, that'll bring
I don't
a
know if they're getting down the
third
field, but
and
they aren't allowing a lot
goal for
of
the Knights.
defensive penetration.
Well, just like you have phenomenal coaches on defense, Gary Pay is one of my favorite coaches in the entire state. He comes in, he is a former NFL player, he's given back to the program, he's given them 3 sons, goodness gracious, 3 elite sons, that all of them will be playing on Saturdays. So, it's great to have NFL-type guys, and this third down is mighty important here.
Big sack for the Timpview defense, number 17, Pokai Helmet.
Let's see if Pokai can catch touchdowns. He makes sacks. He does everything.
Big loss back to the 17-yard line for Lone Peak offense.
Big play for this Timpview defense, and it will force a 35-yard field goal here for Lone Peak.
Big kick for high school, to be honest with you. We've been blessed with great kickers all throughout the state, but Ian Sanchez, this should be a good kick for him.
35-yard Sanchez on the board. Kick is up, and it is no good.
That kick
So a
is
good
no
drive
good.
by Lone Peak ends in no points, and Timpview will have the ball.
That sack was huge.
On the
My
17-yard
goodness
line.
gracious. Pokai Hunga, you can't say enough good things about him. He had over 1,000 total yards last year. He sacked the quarterback more than the quarterback knew what was coming. I mean, this Timpview team is coming back with a vengeance. All they have heard off season is Lehigh, 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 Lehigh. I talked to Spencer Fano about it. He was like, wait till what we've got cooking up.
How about the freshman?
Man, really like Helaman. He really is just LeMan. Only 14 years old, going into 9th grade. Hasn't even stepped foot on Timpview campus because school starts next week. And he's doing his thing. That's really impressive.
I like that you called him LeMan. I'm going to call him Lamont. Just because Lamont's, right? Ford versus Ferrari, no?
Oh,
Beckstead. Showing he's more than just physicality. How about the patience of Micah?
still going. Still going.
That guy's not smart like 50.
And off to number 14,
At least.
Micah Beckstead.
Micah
Running hard around the
Beckstead
right
looks
side.
so much better this year than last year. As a sophomore, I was like, he's pretty good. Let's see what happens. As a junior, I was like, oh, something special might be a brewing. As a senior, it's get out the way. My goodness.
We're setting the play clock here. We're inside a minute to go, and now we've got the stoppage here.
That's into the first quarter of the score. Timpview 7, Lone Peak
seconds on the
0.
clock, but apparently the first quarter is over. So out of the first, and Timpview with the lead, 7-0 down Lone Peak. You're watching KSL Sports. Rewinds 8-0.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of View.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of View.
Back here. High school.
That hole was so big you could drive a Ford truck through it. My goodness gracious. This O-line is absolutely phenomenal. One of the top O-lines in the state.
Go on the ground here on first down again. This is too early, sitting ahead for game 2.
I love the reach at the end of the play. He's like, give me that extra yard.
Tackle made by number 35, Nathan Darrington. Catch made by number 10, Nakua.
So I've been watching Helaman since he was in 7th grade. I went to a 7-on-7 tournament, and he was slinging it with the varsity then. I was like, what is this kid? Who is that kid? But it's good to see him getting Tay Nakua involved. It's good to see all this stuff happen. Let's see what he does on 3rd down.
3rd and short. They'll stay on the ground. Tuone, he's going to be short. Nice job by that one team defense there by Seth Dahl. They'll stop him a yard shot.
Handoff number 21, Kervin Tuone. Tackle made by number 7, Seth Dahl.
I'm a punter, so no, but it looks like they're going for it, so oh well.
I say yes. 4th down for Timpview on their own 48. Looks like they go for it here. On the ground, 1st down.
That was actually a great tackle by Tyler Denny right there. Getting there, because if he doesn't get that tackle, Tuone sprung for a touchdown right there.
This running attack, which you talked about, has been impressive today, and we'll get our 3rd back here. Here's Lucas Wyatt out back here.
Goodness gracious. They're going to learn this more and more throughout the season. But there are penalty flags. This is the first game. We'll forgive the refs this game. I'm not going to get on them too much. No, I did. I saw it a mile away. That was a good call. That was a good call. I just hate penalties more than anything. Just whenever the refs are involved, it's rough. We do love our officiating staff. So.
Look, I'll back him on that one. I thought that was a back in the back.
That
good eye, good call.
It was such a great play.
Personal foul, blindside block is called on the team.
We're just going to call Dane the defender today. Defending everyone I'm going after. But great move by Pokai. I love the effort people getting down there, but you got to be very conscientious of what's going on in the field. Get high football like you with what's going on.
Move the ball back. It'll be 1st and 8 here for Timpview. This one, miscommunication was intended for Hongo. He was running off.
Pass ball is incomplete.
And you're going to see that the first week. By the time you get to week 4, you're never seeing miscommunication as much.
Okay, yeah, you talked really about the CJ in the youth league. That guy does not throw. Does not look like a freshman quarterback.
No, I've seen seniors not throw the ball as well as Kasuga is doing right now.
Yeah.
What a fun day. Helaman.
Right? Second down. Out in the flat. Caught there by Atuaya.
Pass complete to number 35, Luke Atuaya.
It's always fun to see an Atuaya out
Tyler
there.
Denny.
Marky Mark, Donnie, whoever's out there.
Loss of
Just
one
always
play,
good to
it'll
see
be
an
3rd
Atuaya.
and 9
Luke.
for the T-Birds.
I know. Marky Mark is his uncle Donnie. Just good to see Atuayas.
Third down. Throw. Caught, but the knee was down, but it is good for a first down on the reception with Ty Nakua.
Tay Nakua coming in. I just love to see him involved. Tay's a guy that can blow the roof off of the secondary. Got great speed. If you've heard the Nakua name, that's because he has 2 brothers in the NFL right now and one at BYU absolutely dominating.
Little snap. Able to take control of it. On the ground here. Nice run by Beckstead. Out of play. We want to apologize for the technical difficulties there. Getting it sorted out. It's week 1. We're trying to get everything back in working order. We've had to bring it out of the shed and dust off all the dirt and sawdust from the offseason. So appreciate your patience. Second and short here for Timpview, and we'll get whistles here and timeout taken by Lone Peak.
That's the second timeout from Lone Peak, which is really interesting. On that last run, Beckstead's patience and his stopping ability, it was Lamar Jackson-esque in high school, where he had people flying past him. So it's just good to see, but I want to hear more about our sponsors, Dan.
Hey, let's talk about it, shall we? Every Lone Peak football game going to be reporting right here for you on KSLSports.com. I want to thank the sponsors that make it possible. How about Renuvi? Do you have unresolved back pain from herniated disc? Yes, I do actually. Or does pain in your knees prevent you from being as active as you want to be? Yes. Non-surgical regenerative spine and joint therapies from Renuvi can repair damaged tissue, relieve your pain, and restore your active lifestyle. Go to Renuvi.com to set up a free virtual consultation with one of their qualified physicians. Your pain doesn't have to be managed. It can be solved at Renuvi. I want to thank Stephanie Clark with Berkshire Hathaway. Stephanie Clark, Utah's premier real estate professional. ROI Solutions, a professional call center solutions at prices you can afford. And how about Summit Foot and Ankle? Summit Foot and Ankle wants to empower your peak performance. Foot pain isn't normal. Rise above the pain at Summit Foot and Ankle or SummitFootAnkle.com.
Love it. So back out here, looks like we've got Helaman Kasuga coming back out. They're giving the freshman his reps. This is really impressive because Kason has 6 or 8 games under his belt.
They'll stay on the ground. Beckstead. Oh, how about the patience? Michael Beckstead to the house. Touchdown, Timpview.
Beckstead going around the edge. It was fun to see. Beckstead, he is doing a phenomenal job. He's patient. He's got a higher football IQ this year. He is a complete back. He's one of my favorite backs I've seen in a minute. And he's going to be opening a lot of coaches' eyes that are here to watch Spencer Fano, that are here to watch live. They're going to say, what about that Michael Beckstead? Goodness gracious. Now let's watch the kick from number 37, Jacob Larson.
Point after try, hold is good, kick up, and this is good, 14-0 Timpview. All, well, in front of Lone Peak here with 8:24 left to go here in the first half. How about that run? We don't have to replay Golden Knight again, we'll get there as the weeks go on, but I love the patience of Micah, and it's not just that run, we've seen it time and time again here in this first half. Like, look, I trust my O-line, they're going to win, I'm going to wait for the hole, and then I'm going to hit it. And his combination of speed and physicality is going to be a problem for a lot of 5A this year.
Yeah, this is really surprising me because Lone Peak, they're usually much more physical on the defensive side. And they weren't anticipating this big Timpview line. Timpview hasn't looked this good since I was in high school, or since at least Covey was in high school in the 70s.
And it does have, I don't know, maybe a different recipe a bit this year because we've seen them with the spread and the shotgun. They've gone, pistol formation today, but it's been built on the run. And even when they had Lampson, it was like it was there, but this feels like, no, we're committed. We're going to run the football.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it came with questions for quarterbacks, but the quarterbacks, I think, have been phenomenal. That's the crazy thing. Just both of these teams are looking good, and if it weren't for a few more miscues, it might be a different story.
This kick into the end zone, touchback. Lone Peak will have their worst starting field position at the day. As the touchback here will bring out this Lone Peak offense. And Moose, we've seen they really haven't tried to stretch the field. They tried the once. It was overthrown by about 2 yards. Everything else has been, run the football, everything kind of short. If you're Lone Peak right now, what do you try to do to get this offense in a more consistent rhythm?
Well, I haven't seen Max Bateman yet, the tight end. I think we really need to utilize the tight end. I think Drew McChesney needs to touch the ball a little bit more. I think you need to start airing it out and see if Caden the House Hodson can do a little bit more than running.
They start at their own 20 pistol formation. Hodson and company. Caden, little screen here. They go with Christensen and chop down immediately there by Jeff Tua Jr. for gain of 2.
That was a very scary tackle on Cole Christensen. I was looking at his knee and my heart stopped for a second because that kid is the heart and soul of this whole entire team as well. Between him and McChesney, I mean, you've got to get the ball in their hands, and I like the move, but it didn't end up being good. Let's stretch the field out. Let's get out there. Let's see what we can do.
It was actually a loss on the play. My apologies. I got my yard lines mixed up. 2nd and 12 here for Lone Peak. Hodson, boy, pressure coming right at him. He's slinging out wild. We'll get back to it. That ball came out. Oh boy, they pulled it down. Fortunate there. Is back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
By number 5.
This is a very interesting Timpview defense, to be honest with you. They've got a lot of new faces and a lot of old faces, too. I'm interested to see Jacob Rust out there, number 8. Did a great job in pursuit angles. I like to see that. I love to see Mote Monga out there. And it's always good to see number 44, Ephraim Uvesi as well. There's so much talent on this defense that it's hard to get something going. The Lone Peak has to fight through this adversity and get something going.
3rd and 10 here for the Knights. Hodson hanging in there and runs out of time. He'll be sacked, but there's a penalty flag. And look, Caden was looking up that sideline. And I'm guessing we're going to have a defensive holding here and probably a first down here for Lone Peak.
Yeah. I want to see Timpview, if they've got the game under control right now, they really got to keep their pedal to the metal. Because if you look at the Lone Peak sideline, they've got twice as many kids, it looks like, than Timpview. And if our guys start to get tired at Timpview, then it's going to be rough. Lone Peak has a lot of talent, and when they start things going, there's not much that can stop them.
There is also a penalty in the backfield. As it is a holding penalty on Timpview is the call. And so that's interesting because one flag was back in the pocket, the other one is up the sideline. So I don't know if they see the one. There's a flag still sitting at the 17. They apparently don't see it. We're playing. And I apologize. I was thinking it was an automatic first. It is not anymore. And now they do. Okay. All right. So we're getting week 1 for everybody.
Yeah, there's new rules. There's new things going on. Dane, you were telling me about some of the new rules. It's freaking me out.
It'll be okay.
There's no fun in this league anymore.
There's still fun.
Okay,
we haven't ran into it yet. We'll talk about when we do a change in the intentional grounding rule. I'm sure we'll have an opportunity. 3rd and 4 here for Lone Peak. As the holding penalty was not a first down. My apologies. Hodson looking deep for Christensen and broken up. Double coverage there. You had the safety back in Halliday. You had the coverage by Takalisi. And the duo able to get the stop there for Timpview.
That was such a good idea. I like that they're pushing the ball. That causes the defensive backs to double think about what's going on. Are they going deep? What's going down? So I'm okay with that. Now if Lone Peak can get a stop, we can keep going. But if Timpview keeps their pedal to the metal, this could be a long night for the Knights.
And I'm not the offensive coordinator. Maybe a learning opportunity there, too, because I felt like that middle was wide open. If you get that ball out sooner on a line, you might be able to make that catch as opposed to the kind of deep jump ball. Again, I'm not no C. We'll see. But anyways, this one trickling back inside the 30 and will be down to the 26.
Yeah, that's why you like those little Aussie rollout punts, because that ball can roll. When you get that traditional, beautiful, high, spiraling punt, you never know where it's going to bounce, but you can control where it bounces with an Aussie punt.
Please do not go on the field or the track. Thank you so much.
It'll be a first down here for Timpview after the punt. 6:21 to go here in our first half. Touchdown to Haunga and a touchdown for Beckstead, and it will be Tuone in the backfield here for Timpview. Tuone with the carry. Nice play coming up there defensively by Denny to fill the hole. End of the game, just won.
Tyler Denny coming in there, stopped Tuone in his tracks. That was really good to see. I love to watch it. And they're keeping Helaman in there as well. That's interesting. They're giving each quarterback 2 series, it looks like, to see what they can do, or a quarter. It's fun to watch this Timpview offense right now.
And I actually like that. I'm not a big fan of rotating series. Like I feel like you want to get them in a rhythm. And if you give them multiple, then I think that helps that rhythm to come a little bit easier, more consistently.
Look at these 2 receivers at the bottom. It looks like it's a 2-on-1 right there. I hope Helaman's identifying that.
A second down, he does. You called it, Moose. This is Nakua, able to take it up to the 40, and good for a first down.
Nice yak right there, yards after catch. Nakua is getting it done. He's one of the biggest personalities in the entire state. Reminds me a lot of his older brother Samson, but he has more talent in his little pinky finger than I have in my whole body. It's crazy to watch what the Nakuas can do.
First down. Tuone. Brought down from behind as on the pursuit was Darrington for Lone Peak.
Now on the left side, number 21.
These are just chunk plays right now. It's fun to watch. They're getting 5, 6 yards, 5, 6 yards, 10 yards. They're being patient. This is a Timpview that I'm not used to. Sometimes they lose their cool a little bit. They're being very meticulous. They're being very methodical. And they're doing a great job behind that monstrous offensive line.
2nd and 5. I'll tell you one of the other things we've seen a couple times from Timpview today is reaching across, helmet colors, helping guys up, tapping kids after plays. It's been a great culture we've seen on the field here in this first half. This flowing out to all red, first down for Timpview as Jackson taken out of bounds. We won't take 46.
How about the blocking from Jared Esplin right there? That's what you love to see. Attacking the edges, and I love to see a wide receiver that gets a good base and drives his man downfield, but doesn't get a penalty, but drives his man downfield. This Kasuga kid is something special. I love to see this flying Hawaiian out here in the state of Utah.
We got a junior in Villa and a freshman in Kasuga. The quarterback position well inventoried here at Timpview. On the ground. And this is Tuone once again. Just will not go down. Pick up a 5, maybe 6 here for Tuone. Or no, excuse me, that was Atawaya. My bad.
Never disrespecting Atawaya. I've only listed 3 of them, but the one that matters to me is Luke. I am not his father, but he is a great running back.
I don't know that we had seen Luke carry. We saw him catch one out of the backfield, so I've kind of gotten programmed. Luke, my apologies. 3-headed beast out of the backfield for Timpview. 2nd and 4 here for the T-Birds. Slung out quickly. A lot of room here for Nakua. Nakua out of bounds as he was lower in the pad. First down, Timpview.
Pass complete to number 10.
Pokai Hungai has done so many good things tonight. But right there, he's like, I almost had him for a touchdown. The defender went around him. Great job by number 6, Corbin Bumgarter.
Timpview continuing to just rack up yards, moving the chains here. Inside of 4 to play here in our first half. And we've got whistles and a timeout. Final of the half here for Lone Peak. Timeout nights. Now will give us an opportunity to mention a few more Lone Peak football sponsors here on KSL Sports Rewind. Dr. Horton is the state's premier builder of master planned communities, offering amenities like pools, clubhouses, integrated walking trails, sports courts, dog parks, play areas, and much, much more. With more than 300 communities built locally since 1992 and 18 communities now under construction, Dr. Horton is Utah's home builder. Start your new home search today at drhorton.com. Hey, excuse me, Lions Not Sheep, Rockwell Ice Cream, more great supporters here of Lone Peak football. Burn Boot Camp transforms lives and communities through challenging 45-minute cardio and strength workouts that will leave you feeling stronger and more confident in every aspect of your life. Thanks to Burn Boot Camp for sponsoring Lone Peak football.
45-minute workout? I don't think I can do 15 right now, dude. Great company.
I took the stairs up the top of Dressbox and I was winded. I'm apparently out of shape.
It's a harsh thing to figure out once you get a little bit older, Dave.
Yeah, I need to start with a 45-second cardio and strength workout from Burn Boot. I don't know if they have that. Check it out. First down here for Timpview.
They're just eating up the clock right now. It's interesting to see.
How about a little delay here? Oh, once again, into open space, and another touchdown for Micah Beckstead. 20-0 T-Birds.
Man, Micah Beckstead just finding the lanes, going in, going out. He is cutting through this Lone Peak defense like a knife. They heard the lightning, they heard the thunder, and they saw the bird riding right past them. It's really amazing to watch Micah Beckstead. And Kasuga had his welcome to Utah high school football moment right there. He got hit right in the back and went, oh! You can hear him from here. Off the wind knocked out, he's like, oh, this is what being a quarterback's all about. It's not just throwing the pretty passes, it's taking the hits on the end arounds as well. Get out there, Ciale. Come on, buddy. Ciale Acera, the four-star, absolutely phenomenal defensive player.
Once again, great patience by Timpview, leading to points as the point after up. Good. 21-0. All T-Birds here at Provo High School to start week 1 of the 2022 football campaign. We want to
3:49 left in the second quarter.
We'll take a moment here and just catch a quick breather here as Ames Construction, another sponsor of Lone Peak football, working in harmony with nature and instilling true confidence, delivering success at Ames Construction. And Tech 9, Tech happily with Tech 9, where Utah goes for custom software development. Great start here to week 1. Next week, Lone Peak heading out to Mission Hills to take on Bishop Alamani in what will be a return game. Beat Alamani in Alpine 2 years ago, I believe. Last year, I don't know. I think it was 2 years ago. Regardless,
Richie had the game of his life, right?
Yeah. So we'll have that game for you next week right here on KSLSportsRewind.com. It's Timpview kicking off. Into the end zone, touchback.
Timpview learned their lesson right there after the first kickoff. They're like, oh, we're not going to kick it anymore to Cole Christensen. That's not a good day right there. But we'll see what happens. Lone Peak's got to get something going. They've got 3:49 to get down the field, so it's not quite the 2-minute drill, but the clock is their enemy at this point.
And no timeouts. You spend them all, so right now it's looking sidelines and moving sticks for first downs. Anything you can do to try to find some rhythm. We just haven't quite seen that consistency. And again, we talk about all the playmakers they lost, all the seniors they graduated off the last year's state championship team. Thought it was going to take some time, and I think that's kind of been the tone of this first half. As they'll go on the ground, wild through the middle. Brooks with a nice carry. Biggest play of the day here for Lone Peak up to the 39.
Brooks Wild was third string on the depth chart last year, and he says, you should have given me more carries right there. I don't care about the Durfee Dozer. I don't care about anything else. Look at my explosion. One of the faster kids in the entire state, Brooks Wild, right there. And you can see that burst right there. I love it. He's like, you need a spark? Here I am, the energy bunny. Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am.
I mentioned earlier, they've got speed. It's just, can you get an open space, get the ball to him in that space? As Wild again with another carry here, kind of bouncing off that left side before as Sarah comes up, brings him down. Limit the game to just 2.
Ciale Acera, we need to talk more about that kid. He has over 11 Division I P5 offers. He has schools from all over the country that really want him. I know he's a top target for all the local schools as well. So, Ciale Acera, he's a kid you need to watch out for because he's a true Division I player on that defense right there.
2:45 to go here in the first half. Looking to throw that through through the fingertips of McChesney as Hodgson hung in there able to find his guy. It was a tight window. McChesney just couldn't quite reel it in.
That was actually a very impressive throw. Getting that timing down takes time because Lone Peak going into this year, they thought they had another quarterback that ended up getting out of football for a minute. And so it's been interesting to see what they're going to do. They also have another quarterback, number 12, Rome Engelman. His dad played at BYU. So they have a ton of talent. I'm just interested to see what happens here.
Third down. Timpview, boy, they can maybe get points again here as Hopkins going to keep it. And he is hit right near the sideline. Going to be, I think, boy, he's right. He's right there. It's going to depend on the spot. I think he'll have it. I think Coach Brockbank is saying, hey, you going to help my quarterback out there? He took a bit of a licking.
The whole entire Timpview section gave the appropriate, ooh! You never want to see that. And House, I just love watching House freaking coming out here doing his thing. He's a fan favorite. He's got my vote of confidence right now for sure. He wants this game bad.
Didn't play football last year. He's got a couple years to make up for here, Moose. So seeking contact as he gets it there. There's nowhere to go on that read. Brought down by Muavesi for Timpview.
Yeah, Ephraim Muavesi. He's a big boy. My goodness gracious. That's the thing with Timpview. They don't have a ton of depth, but what they do have are gigantic human beings.
That can move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that can move. Not just zero techs out there that take up space. You've got defensive linemen running 4.7s.
It's a loss of 4 on the play. 2nd and 14. He's 150 on a running clock, or moving clock here in our second quarter. Hopkins in action here. Looking McChesney with the catch down to the Timpview 40. Nice play. Good throw for Hopkins.
I love it. Crew McChesney coming in on the clutch. Way to be Crew. And the other thing is Brooks Wild was in there. He did a great job. You saw a double A-gap blitz coming in, and Brooks Wild gave House just enough time to get that ball out. Great play, great drawn up, and phenomenal execution by the Lone Peak Knights.
This is a good confidence builder for Lone Peak. Able to get some first downs. Moving to Timpview territory, 1:20 to go. Still looking for their first points of the season. Wild with the carry. Boy, just couldn't quite get around that edge. Able to pick up 3, though.
Yeah, that's okay with it. They've got 3 timeouts.
No timeouts for Lone Peak.
No Lone Peak. Oh, my goodness. I'm looking at the wrong scoreboard. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. No timeouts. Hurry and get the ball going, you guys. Let's get her done.
Inside of a minute here in this first half. Hodgkins, play action again. Looking over the middle, intercepted. It's Helga with the pick. That was a bit of a baited throw and taken down at the 49-yard line as it was Hodgkins coming to make the stop. Interception in Timpview with all 3 timeouts and 40 seconds can look for more.
Yeah, like I said, Timpview has all 3 timeouts going in here. That was a great like what I'm seeing here from the defensive backs, they're disguising coverages. And if you haven't played football for a minute, my goodness, that'd be difficult. You start seeing ghosts out there. You're like, what wasn't there 1 second ago is there now. And it's very difficult to see.
There has been a lot of late movement by that Timpview defense this entire contest. On first down, and for the drive, it's Villa at quarterback, looking to the boundary. Did he make that catch? Oh, what a grab! What a grab at the boundary by Nakua to the Lone Peak 38.
Tay Nakua, number 10 in the program, number 1 in your hearts. Okay, ref has something to say. You got to slow it down, Dave.
He's giving a signal like a restart or something. I don't know if it felt like that clock ran long or.
29 seconds on the clock right now.
He's still holding up an indication he wants it changed. 34, I think, is the signal. So I think he wants 5 more seconds on.
There you go. Got a lot of confidence in the clock operator's eyes right there. Throwing up 34 from 50 yards away.
Yeah, I didn't bring my binoculars. I was trying to peer through windows on that one. 1st and 10. Villa. Oh, a lot of room. Here comes Q via to the 30. Oh, nice stick put on there by Quinn. And the timeout here will be taken by the T-Birds.
So the nice thing is they're in field goal range at that point. If they can get points off of this, it'll still be a 3-possession game, but it means that Lone Peak's going to go for 2 every single time.
Here in the second quarter.
It's a rough first quarter for Lone Peak, but they're playing their hearts out. I love to see it.
It'll be a 2nd and short. And Timpview coming back out on the field. You know, Dane Stewart, Goose Bingham with you, one of the tough things is always kind of figuring out, right, what you have, what you don't. What has jumped out to you here in this first half for each side?
Well, what's jumped out to me is Timpview. They are looking disciplined. They're looking ferocious. Pokai Hungai could be the top player in the entire country with picks, with touchdowns, with runs. You see everything from Pokai. It's fun to see. You see a little bit of Lone Peak coming into their own. They're having growing pains right now, but that's what happens when you lose 10 guys on defense. That's what happens when you guys lose 8 guys on offense. And it looks like I haven't seen Max Bateman yet. And that kid is phenomenal. They got to get that kid going if he's around.
2nd and 2 for Timpview. 25 seconds left. Over the middle, open and bobbled, incomplete. Had Bea. And just couldn't make the catch.
Oh, that's a difficult catch. Was a little bit behind him. And I wonder how warm Kason is going into this because he hasn't played the full quarter. And it's interesting to see him back in there. I wonder if Kasuga's okay.
Yeah, it's a rotation, right? They each had 2 drives. Oh, he's fine.
He's totally fine. I love Dane. Dane the doctor. Rub some dirt on it.
3rd and 2. Via looking far boundary. That caught, and he was down. Esplin with the reception. It's enough for a first down here with 15 seconds left, and Timpview will take another timeout.
So we're going to see a lot of Little John out here with shots into the end zone. You love to see it. I want to see a jump ball to Tainakua. I want to see a jump ball to Pokai Hunga. If we can see those things coming up here in the next 15 seconds, 2 shots and possibly a field goal if those don't go in the end zone. That's what I think.
I don't disagree with that at all. And I think what we've seen from both Via and from Kasuga, they have the arm to get it there. And by the way, he's out on the field, helmet's on, he's fine.
Okay. I'm an overcautious parent up here. I just want to make sure that baby boy's okay.
He's all good. Don't you worry. We're good. First down here for Timpview coming out of the timeout. Want to remind you can join us here on KSL Sports Rewind every week. As we'll have our weekly recap shows coming out, our top 5 plays. Of course, we got all sorts of games coming for you. We are growing. We've got new people joining the team this year. My goodness, it's a great time to watch high school sports here in the state of Utah. 1st and 10 for Timpview. 15 seconds to go. Via. Scanning, looking. Broken up. Beautiful job tracking that by CJ.
Did you see the block by Ottawaya? There was a free blitz through the A-gap, and Ottawaya came and laid the wood. That was amazing. That pass wouldn't have been possible without Luke Ottawaya.
On the coverage.
It's like that time they were aiming for Bea. He was a little slow to get up, but he's jogging off. Appears to be okay. That's the other side of it is, how ready are you to play week 1, right? And hydration and, all that stuff. I can't think of the word, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Cramps, okay. Well, it's hard because getting ready for the season, you don't have 3-a-days anymore. You barely have 2-a-days, so it's difficult to get going.
Here's Via stepping up. This clock running down, 2 seconds left. You got to get down. Timeout taken with 1 second left. They get it, and we'll have a field goal here for Timpview to try to close out the half.
Via, it's throw the ball away.
Knocked out of the 20-yard line.
That's going to be something he learns. He played a lot as a sophomore last year, especially when the quarterback went down at Wasatch. But he's learning a whole new offense. He's learning a lot of stuff. and he's getting into Andy Stokes' offense. Andy Stokes is a phenomenal coach. He was a head coach last year. But everyone's getting into new roles here at Timpview this year.
Well, the other thing is, again, I got Hughes back. Yeah, I got you back. Fox 2 is back, right? So he's trying to run up. You maybe don't recognize that clock's down to 3, 2, 1, right? Like, and so there's, hey.
Dane is the nice guy. If you want hugs, if you want love, go to him. I'm the realistic guy. I'm kind of a jerk, but that's all right. I'm just going to tell it how it is, and let's kick a field goal.
Look, that's the real secret to Moose's heart. Just get the special teams out there, right? I mean, I'm surprised you aren't advocating for them to punt it here, but that's okay.
Punt it? No. We're in field goal range right here.
I know, but you love punters.
I do love punters. They're people too. But kickers, they're just amazing out there. You need the 3 points on the board.
So this will be a 37-yard field goal for Timpview to try to close out the half. And what has been a half dominated by the T-Birds.
37-yard field goal.
Had 2 drives. The sack ended the one, the interception ending the others. Other than that, it's been kind of a frustrating first half offensively as this kick is deflected. Boy, great play by Lone Peak Special Teams to block that kick. And with that, the first half comes to a close.
That's it. No more kicks from the 37. That's it. Just 37th left hash going north. No more kicks from there.
Oh, we're halftime at Provo High School in our week 1. Timpview leading Lone Peak 21-0. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week on KSLSports.com.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VIEW.
welcome back to Provo High School for week 1 of the 22 season. Lone Peak, Timpview the home team. Due to construction, they're coming over to Provo High School. And look, it's been a happy week 1 for Timpview here at Provo, leading 21-0.
Happy week 1 for Timpview, sad week 1 so far for Lone Peak. But this could be a tale of two halves. You know, I wondered what was said in the locker room, what halftime adjustments are made, because what I like about Lone Peak is they've got the coaches that actually make halftime adjustments. Oh,
well,
beautiful.
They're going to need some adjustments because that offense, we had a couple of good drives for Lone Peak in that first half. Big return here from McChesney up to the 31. But one that stalled with the sack and then the missed field goal, the interception to end their last drive of that first half. And so what adjustments do you make here, Moose?
Well, I saw about 3 completions, it felt like, for Lone Peak. You got to get the ball in the air. You got to start slinging it. You're playing from behind now. That clock is the enemy right now, so you've got 2 enemies on the field. Not just Timpview, but that number on the scoreboard as well. So we're going to see a lot more throwing, I think. They're going to have to get going at the edges and really start to go after these DBs for Timpview.
And you talk about, fewer completions than what we saw in this offense last year, but they've had a couple big play opportunities that they just missed. I mean, it's been close. The timing, the connection just hasn't quite been there yet. Here's Hopkins. A nice throw underneath there with Christian to just get rid of it, get some yardage, and they pick up 12 there.
That was a veteran move right there from Hopkins. Really great job keeping his eyes downfield, buying the time, doing what he needs to do, and getting it into your playmaker's hands. And the defensive player tackled him about 3 yards forward, getting that first down. He might want to have that one back.
It was good for a first down, moving the chains here. It feels like Lone Peak's been able to move kind of the middle of the field. There's a shotgun formation here for Hodgkins. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Motion from Christensen. They'll go on the ground and bursting through once again to make the plays. How good for the T-Birds.
The hard thing with this offensive line, if one dude doesn't produce, you'll have someone flying through there. Those Timpview Thunderbirds, they're electric on the defensive side of the ball, and they know how to shoot the gap right there. So you gotta be very, very persistent with this offensive line that's young and hungry.
I'm going to say Pakahaunga, the junior, with that tackle, not to be confused with Pokahaunga, the senior wide receiver. Haunga's making plays here for the Birds, as on second down, coming near side, McChesney with the catch, gain there of about 5.
Way to get going, crew. He's pointing at the ground. He's like, I was a yard farther. Come on, give it to me, ref. I love it. Crew McChesney, one of my favorite players in the entire state. Good to see him out there. And this is what Lone Peak has to do. They're spreading the ball out. They're getting the defensive linemen switching in and out. You gotta wear this defense down because they don't have a ton of depth. The 6A school has more guys. There's more kids to choose from. The 5A school, Timpview is barely 5A too. They're at the lower enrollment of 5A.
You know, the other side of that too is we've got a third down here for Lone Peak, and movement will back them up. And this will be, rather than 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10. And we've seen a couple procedural penalties. It's been an uncustomary, not penalty-laden, but more penalties than we've been accustomed to seeing from Lone Peak over the years.
It's the first game of the season. Give the boys a break, Dave.
No, look, I'm the stickler. You're the softy. We learned that earlier, right? Moose has a long leash.
I really want to see 21 here, Max Bateman. You got to get him involved. He's my number 1 tight end in the entire state. Feed the man the rock.
He does go out. And they're looking for Max, tripped up there.
There you go.
And a flag coming in from the back judge. It'll be a first down on the pass interference.
So you can push him, you can pull him, you can't trip him. That's just the one thing you can't do.
Apparently.
But with that, get Max involved. I want to see Mad Max getting the ball in his mitts.
Was it the Skyridge game last year where Max Bateman was like the guy, and we're like, watch out for this guy, and then like we didn't see him a lot more? Was that?
Yeah, where he was attacking the.
Yeah.
It was AF.
Was it AF?
It was
okay.
AF.
It was one of those games where we're like, Max Bateman's a beast.
Yeah,
and
because he was open in the flats all day and all night. He's a kid you have to get involved. I was looking for his number. I was like, is he even out there? Goodness gracious. I like Crew down at the bottom right there.
1st and 10 after the penalty. And, boy, helmet coming off. I think that might be... I'm going to have to talk with an official. I thought you had to disengage when a helmet's off. But not the case. Mauga retrieves equipment and will come off.
Mote's just happy to be out there. He's happy to be a Thunderbird, and he is fast, strong, and mean as a copperhead snake.
I'll tell you what, this is a heat-seeking missile-like defense.
Yes, it is. They're flying around more than I'm used to.
Yeah.
Last year, they were a little passive against Bingham, a little passive every time I saw them. Now, they're the hammer, not the nail.
Yeah. 2nd and 10. Hodkins pressure, getting around it. Coming near side. That ball caught. Oh, nice job by
Crew McChesney. Love to see it. Oh, man. Crew getting out there. He's sacrificing his body. He's like, I don't care if I'm a possible MLB draft pick. Give me the rock. I'll show you the way to the promised land. But it looks like our boy Caden Househausen is going out there, and he's a lot more calm, cool, and collected. I don't know what Brock Banks said to him, but he was whispering amazingness into this young man's ears for sure.
3rd and 1, looking for a first down. Could use some of that amazingness here. Hodkins to throw, dumping off screen.
Wow.
First down and more as they're able to get it to Smith. And that will take it to the 26. First down, Lone Peak.
Smith's eyes, I could see the whites of him from here. He's like, I'm open. No one's around me. I got the first. It's one of those situations you're like, please just catch the ball.
Yeah, and here's the thing. For as rough as that first half was, you get points here. It's 2 possessions.
Yeah. I mean, we're 3 possessions away right now, and they're knocking on the door.
They'll stay on the ground here. And just not a lot of room there for Wild to work. It's been tough running between the tackles for Lone Peak tonight. A hard-earned 2 yards.
Yeah, it'd be hard for anyone to run between these tackles when you're going up against that ferocious Thunderbird defense. It's shocking how good this defense is.
As we're 8.5 minutes to go here in our 3rd quarter. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham with you. Week 1. Oh, so good to be back. Trips to the top. Hodkins looking and going down. How about the rush of Timpview? And it was
Micah
Moavesi.
Bempstead. Who was it?
Moavesi.
Moavesi. I thought I saw 1-4, not 4-4. My bad. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. It's my first game this year. It's the first time out. But Moavesi, I do love the young man. Big, strong, fast. Moavesi is fun to watch.
It's got to be, what, maybe 4 sacks tonight for this Timpview defense?
At least. And took him out of field goal range, it looks like, too.
Once again. 3rd and long. 3rd and 15. Caught. Christensen escapes 1 tackler. Takes it to the 24. And it'll set up a 4th and about 7. You go for it here if you're Lone Peak?
You have to go for it. And that hurts my kicker's heart, to be honest with you. But the scoreboard tells you what you need to do.
Here's the thing. It can still end off a kicker's foot. You just have to convert the 4th and 8 here, Moose.
Yeah.
We saw them convert a 4th and 9 earlier, I believe. Right? Was it 4th and 9 in the first half?
Yeah. I mean, they've gotten 20-yard conversions. They've gotten tons of yard conversions. But this is a big, big play here early in this game.
4th down. Hodkins stepping up. He's got space. You got to get to the 16. We'll throw it up, and that incomplete was looking for Christensen. And Lone Peak will turn it over on downs.
Pakaro Hunga, he did the Momatabi. He did the finger. No, no, no. My goodness. But he should have caught it. DBs, you don't want to hit the ball in the air. You want to catch that ball, take it to the house. But great effort there, great view. I liked that drive from Lone Peak, getting people involved, and I want to see some more Max Bateman.
Another good drive for the Knights. Look, they've had 3 drives where they've gotten right to about that point, and then it's just gotten stymied by Timpview.
That defense, it locks down once you get into the orange zone.
All right, color wheel is on the ground here for Timpview. Pick up there of about 3 on the carry for the T-Birds was Beckstead.
On the left side, number 14, Michael Beckstead.
I think Timpview's really going to play the clock here. You're going to see a lot of running, and you're going to see a lot of dudes just chilling out. I mean, they don't have to snap the ball till 6 minutes left. It's crazy.
They will, though.
They don't have to, there.
They don't have to. Is this given away again on the ground? Via in for this drive as well for the T-Birds as Tuaone takes it up to the 30. Third down coming up.
Man, Spencer Fano, after talking to him, he's like, this will be a different team from Timpview than you've ever seen, Moose. We're sick of hearing about everyone else. We're sick of having all the talent and not finishing. And we want to show you what we're all about. And I said, let's see it, young man. Oh.
Movement here, penalty will back him up. And, that's one of the things. You think about this Timpview team last year. They were number 1. I don't remember if they were number 1 week 1 in 5A, but early on they were number 1. They were number 1 going into the postseason. And then they get upset by Lehigh in the quarters.
Yep.
And it was one that I know for me, I thought that'd be a good game, but 21-7, it felt like, man, that was a group that I thought Timpview had the group to do it last year. They didn't. And so I love that experience coming back and saying, look, we're tired of that. This year's going to end differently. It's going to be a different group. And that pass just behind the intended target of Nakua on third down. It'll be fourth down.
Great block by Luke Ottawaya, though. Once again, it's good to have that running back that has the pass protection. You love to see it. And it's fun. I mean, this Timpview team is very fun to watch. All the little nuances you're seeing. Really traditional punting here with the shield. Let's see what they can do.
Be kicking from his own 10-yard line. Should be pretty good field position here for Lone Peak. As kicks away. Christensen from his own 37. Look into the boundary. Here comes Cole across midfield. Christensen inside the 40. Another great return for Cole Christensen, and Lone Peak will come out to start in Timpview territory at the 35.
Did you see the patience from Cole Christensen? That was beautiful, but it looks like we've got a Timpview player down right there.
Yeah.
Better get the medical staff out there.
I want to take a moment to remind you that we'll have every Lone Peak game for you right here on KSL Sports Rewind on KSLSports.com. And want to thank the sponsors that make it possible. doTERRA is a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football. doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. Also want to thank Realco, your one-stop janitorial shop. Ames Construction, working in harmony with nature and instilling true confidence, delivering success. Tiger Friday, dancewear for the fierce and free. And Velocirax, bring them all to Velocirax, sponsors here of Lone Peak football on KSLSports.com.
Yeah. Super scary. Special teams plays are always terrifying, to be honest with you, because you have people running full speed both ways at each other, and those collisions are dangerous. Yeah. That's the sad part about football. It is a dangerous game for sure, and this is a scary situation right now.
We'll step aside as they have a look at the injured player. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. It was Mote Mounga was the injured player. He was able to jog off, and welcome sight for Timpview fans. Scary moment there for a young man who's had a big game tonight for Timpview.
Yeah, he's a kid that they're going to need if they want to make a deep playoff run. This Timpview team is talented, but they're not deep. So we'll see what's going on with them. And you'll see a lot of two-way players like Pokai Hungai. You'll see Te Nakua back there. You may even see some Spencer Fano if Monga can't go.
5:21 to go here in the third. First down for the Knights. This kept Hodkins' gain there of just 2. Is coming up, I think, was Steven Strong to make the tackle.
Tackle made by number 22, Steven Strong.
That was an amazing tackle by Steven Strong. He was getting blocked with one arm, grabbed the other arm, and took down a house by himself. Amazing.
Even gave a good rip at the ball there, but Hodkins had it.
How many arms does this kid have?
I don't know, but that was probably the best tackle we've seen on Hodkins tonight. Remember, this guy was tanking through defense in the first half.
I think his coach said, hey, let's live to see another day. Don't kill yourself.
I might have. Hodkins the throw.
Great catch by Crew.
You talk about plucking it out of the air, Crew.
Oh, my goodness. He makes it look so effortless. Crew McChesney was my number 1 receiver going into the season for a reason. The dude is an absolute stud. He can plug the ball out of the air with the best of them. He just is a complete player. Brigham Young football, if you're listening, don't let the baseball team take this kid away from you.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Claudia.
Especially in their own backyard, huh?
Kyle, I'm okay if you take him too. Heck, Anderson, Blake, somebody.
Nearing 4 minutes left here in the third. Hodkins rolling to his left. Boy, pressure coming through. Trying to look back and nearly intercepted there by Muavesi, who stayed home. And boy, heck of a play.
That was almost a heck of a play. I took a deep breath there going, it's a pick 6 by a D lineman.
Yeah.
He had nothing but green grass ahead of him and then some. Oh, my goodness. You got to work on those plays. It's more of a touch throw right there. Little Tim Tebow over the moon throw.
Bring him a 2nd and 10 here. Pressure, Hodkins trying to get out of the pocket, will go down. Tracked down by Jacob Rust. No gain.
Well, the good thing is they've got 2 more downs here because Lone Peak has no problem going for it on 4th down. Let's get at least 5 yards here. Let's see what we can do. But you got to keep your quarterback upright. You got to make sure he's taken care of.
Third down, the bells chime in here, trying to get Timpview fans cheering to support their defense. 3.5 to go here, third quarter. Lone Peak looking for their first points of the season. Hodkins. The pistol. Again, running out of time and running out of room. Another sack for Timpview.
And it was Spencer Fano, the big offensive tackle, the 4-star. Celebrate, young man. Celebrate. I have no problems with that whatsoever.
Has Timpview had a sack on a non-third down? Feels like every critical third down has been a sack for Timpview's defense.
I don't know, but I'm just hyped that was Spencer Fano. You rarely see a defensive tackle out there with the double knee braces. Oh my goodness.
That's a fair point.
He's going to be out there saying, Logan, anything you can do, I can do better, his older brother at BYU.
Hey, we're aiming for 50-yarders here. How about a 50-yarder for the Knights?
Sanchez has the leg.
Kick is up. It's got the distance, and it's through.
Got her! Woo! Heck yeah, Ian Sanchez! He is vindicated now. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. A great kick from a great kicker. Woo!
We got Moose Bingham going Ric Flair here. Is Lone Peak on the board on the 50-yard field goal from Sanchez.
You got to get some momentum, and great job, Ian Sanchez. Oh, my goodness. Legatron out there from 50. It's crazy. We've seen more 50-yard field goals in high school than anyone.
That's what we bring. Look, if you want your kicker to kick a 50-yarder, remnants of Weber Syracuse last year, if you want your kicker to kick a 50-yarder, just have Dayton Moose come. We'll bring it. We'll bring it.
We focus on special teams.
Yeah.
Not every broadcast station does, but we know what it's all about.
Look, knock on wood, sometimes you kick 50-yarders and maybe the foot or ankle doesn't feel well. If that happens, call Summit Foot and Ankle. They want to empower your peak performance. Foot pain isn't normal. Rise above the pain at summitfootankle.com. That's a timely read right there, Moose.
Great read. You know what? Sometimes it just all works out in your life, like a 50-yard field goal from Ian Sanchez.
Sanchez here to kick off. His foot and ankle appears to be fine as this one headed deep, and it will be returnable from the 3. Trying to come near side, and Lone Peak was ready. Good special teams coverage. We're starting field position for Timpview of the night.
So sometimes as a kicker, they say, drill it into the end zone. Other times they say, hang that ball up. We want to see it up in the air for 4 seconds. And Ian did a great job with that kick.
2:22 to go here, third quarter. Timpview offense coming back on the field, and this drive will go the way of the freshman, Helaman Kasuga.
Spencer Fano getting out there, taking a little bit more time. He's bigger than he was last year. And he's like, I've been eating good, but you can't use me in every down on defense.
Well, plus he just did a couple high jumps celebrating the sack. So, you know, they'll stay on the ground here. Beckstead wrapped up. Much better job by Lone Peak defensively on Beckstead here this first drive or two from Timpview.
That's the thing. Lone Peak has phenomenal coaching staffs where they actually make halftime adjustments. I've even seen college teams where I'm like, what'd you guys say in halftime? Absolutely nothing, because you're doing the exact same thing. Lone Peak adjusts their team, and they weren't sure what to expect this year with a new head coach.
Second down here for Timpview on the ground, and Atuaya wrapped up for no gain there. You talk about adjustments. We made a couple adjustments at halftime here at Rewind. Hopefully it's a better experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're always on our game.
Yeah.
Do we need to make many adjustments?
Yeah.
Man. So the
We'll
one
get
hard
there.
thing we're getting, putting the high school right next to Utah Lake is a beautiful view, but it's brutal with the bugs.
Yeah, we need a freeze to come. It's third down here for Timpview. They're trying to not let this drive freeze up. Over the middle, caught, first down and more. Nice movement into the open field. Here comes Isaiah Maya. Lone Peak giving chase. Maya down to the 20, the 10, cutting inside and down to the 5. Isaiah Maya, first and goal.
There's dirty laundry on the field, though.
There was
there.
I think there was a hold on the block chip. This is it won't be inside the red zone, but.
No, it'll be about the 30. The one thing is these receivers are very aggressive on their blocking, but my goodness, they got to be a little bit smarter about it because they're grabbing guys from behind. They're doing not what they need to do. That holding is brutal, but amazing, amazing play. I love the effort from everyone getting down, and this Lone Peak defense, they're still pretty good, but they're all learning. 10 of those dudes are new out there.
Great throw by Kasuga. They are wide open over the middle, and then the athleticism to get it into the open field. It will be Timpview ball at the 30. Kasuga here with a pair of backs will give it off. And surging ahead to One to gain 3.
Handoff up the middle to number 21, Kirby to One. Tackle made by number 7.
So we're inside of a minute to go here in quarter number 3.
Man. Timpview is doing a great job controlling the clock. I like to see this 20 personnel back here with the 2 running backs. Oh.
Once again, is that the third offside we've seen from Lone Peak?
From Timpview, yes.
No.
Oh.
No. Oh, they called it false start. I thought it was going to be an offside on Lone Peak.
Yeah, we had a receiver down at the bottom sprinting up when the deep cornerback bailed.
So the penalty here on Timpview will make it 2nd and 12.
This is what Timpview can't be doing. They can't be getting penalties.
Here's Beckstead. Able to take it ahead, earn back the penalty yardage, gain of 5, as that will bring the third quarter to a close. Timpview leading Lone Peak 21-3 through 3. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, only on KSLSports.com.
That will bring up the end.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter. Timpview third and about 7. Beckstead looking left side. Flag here on the play. We'll bring this back. And we'll do it again here,
On the left
Moose.
side to number 14, Micah Beckstead. Tackle made by number 5, Jethro Johnson. There's a penalty flag down on the play.
This is the one thing you can't do as Timpview. They have to learn how to finish games. They have to get out of their own way. Timpview is very, very talented. They're extremely talented. But they can't let the emotions get in the way and get these penalties. There's too many penalties. They should be on the, honestly, the 15 right now. But the penalties have been killing them.
It'll be 3rd and 17.
It'll be 3rd and 17 here for Timpview.
And they might be out of field goal range. But I'd still go for it. Why not kick a field goal here?
Yeah, right?
Give the kicker a chance.
Get it back to 3 possessions? Come on. Kasuga looking up the sideline, and that was behind the intended target, trying to get it to Nakua, and it'll be 4th down.
Pass intended for number 10, Tane Nakua, falls incomplete. It'll be 4th and long for the Seabirds.
That was actually a really good throw. Right on his back shoulder, which was impressive, but it looks like they're going for it.
I mean, you're kind of a little bit in no man's land here, right? I mean, it's...
No, you kicked the field goal.
That's a long field goal, Moose. That's a 55-yarder. We only pack 50-yarders in our bags.
It's just 55 into the wind.
We only pack 50s.
Give the kid a chance.
4th down.
Big throw here.
Kasuga stepping up, looking for end zone's got a man. Deflected, incomplete. Was trying to get it to Esplin. That's a heck of a throw.
Yeah.
I thought Jared had an opportunity.
Kasuga, that arm strength is amazing. For a 9th grader, are you freaking kidding me? That was on a rope. My goodness. Didn't get it, but great idea, great throw, great things coming to this beautiful, beautiful throw. My goodness, now I know why they're rotating the quarterbacks.
No kidding.
Holy Hannah.
That was impressive. And yeah, they didn't get it, but that'll perk the eyebrows when you see that.
Timpview went to SUU football camp this year, and Helaman Kasuga got an offer to SUU right off the bat.
Without even having to play at a varsity down.
And you can see why, though.
Yeah. Empty backfield here for Hodkins on 1st down. How about a little
my
hook and
goodness.
ladder, huh? Looking for McChesney. Will take it across midfield.
Crew McChesney, he can throw rocks, he can tote the ball, he can do it all. Get the ball in Crew's hands.
They are wearing red helmets to go on with the red hook and ladder fire engine. I don't know.
That's
really
a little
work.
bit of a stretch right
I know. Well, it's late in the game in week 1, Moose. This is what happens. Into Timpview territory, empty backfield again here for Hodkins. That caught, wrestled out of bounds, taken to the mat there on the tackle by Aunga.
I like that they're attacking the flats. When Lone Peak attacks the flats and take what the defense is giving them, good things happen. I just need to see more of our tight end, Max Bateman. Come on, Lone Peak. Let's see 2-1 out there.
He's to the top of the screen here on the boundary. On the line of scrimmage, you see him there. I don't know if he's been targeted tonight. Looking over the middle. Broken up. How about the radar on the safety of Haven Halliday? The junior able to come break it up.
It was a great, great idea. That throw has to be faster and on a line. Kind of like that Helaman Kasuga throw we saw. Give your guy a chance. If he's waiting, there's no good things that happen there. You can throw it in front of him there, but that safety, he was chomping at the bit at that one.
Bateman does have the one target. I remembered that after I said it. Wanted to clear that up. As they'll go on, Hodkins keeping it here.
Got the first down. I love it.
Quarterback keeper for number 11.
Back to his running ways. We're on a 3rd and 6. He picks up 9. Move the sticks.
Absolutely crazy. Dude's a house doing everything he needs to, and it's fun to watch. Lone Peak, they're getting sparks going. You're seeing it. You just got to see the fire going. The fire is in the end zone. Get on in there, gentlemen.
They're going straight empty backfield here again. Been the primary formation on this drive. Hodkins to the sideline. Caught out. Christensen.
Man.
Able to pick up 8.
Cole Christensen, I've got him in my top 10 receivers. The nice thing is, when you're breaking in a new quarterback, it's difficult. But it becomes easier when you've got Bateman, Christensen, McChesney. Those are all dudes that you can make magic with on the field.
2nd and short. Ten minutes to go here. Oh, draw. Hodkins. Love it. Takes it inside the 20 to the 18.
Oh, now you see me, now you don't. The house appeared at the first down. Way to go.
I love that call with his athletic ability and toughness. Well, that's like easy money right there, right? Spread it out and take it right up the gut.
So you can see that they do incorporate Jackson Dart-esque plays here.
Hodkins caught by Christensen, hit immediately. But another strong gain there on a first down. This one for 7 yards.
Just eating and eating and eating. I love to see them eating that yardage, getting where they need to.
And really this drive, I mean, it goes back to a fundamental, right? But successful first downs lead to successful drives, right?
Yeah.
Another first down here on the carry from Hodkins.
So that'll put them 4 downs to get 7 yards.
22, Stephen Strong, and number 44, Ethan Moravesi. That'll be enough for a Lone Peak first down.
They have been inside the 10, I think, once tonight. They had the sack, the missed field goal. Just the second time tonight as Hodkins bobbles, has it.
Danger.
Stepping up, and he's going to
get 2 yards.
No, pick up 2.
Oh, get 1 yard.
1, yeah.
1, 2 yards. It's hard to see with my old man eyes.
Which I'll tell you, the way that play started, Moose, they'll take that. We've got an injured player here for Lone Peak. One of the linemen is down. A little slow to get up here.
Not good.
And it looks to be number 73 for Lone Peak, and that is
Dubs Bradshaw.
Yeah, Bradshaw, the senior.
That
will need
is
some assistance.
That's a huge, huge loss if that kid can't play.
We'll take a moment here. Thank another couple of our sponsors. How about DR Horton? Huh? DR Horton.
Dr. Horton?
No, we got that right. It's DR Horton. They're the state's premier builder of master planned communities offering amenities like pools, clubhouses, integrated walking trails, sports courts, dog parks, play areas, and much, much more. With more than 300 communities built locally since 1992 and 18-plus communities now under construction, D.R. Horton is Utah's home builder. Start your new home search today at drhorton.com. Extended look here at Bradshaw. We'll step aside as they have a look and be back. Oh, good to see him up. All right. We'll stay here. You just never quite know, and boy, good to see him on his feet, able to put weight on that leg, and he'll be helped off here.
That's a lot of weight on that leg. 6'5", 3 bills.
Yeah.
Big old boy. It's crazy. In the 1970s and 80s, there was like one dude in the NFL that was over 300 pounds. Now, if you don't have 300-pounders in your high school team, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. It's crazy.
What are they feeding these young men?
I think a lot of Skittles. Hodkins. Look at Enzo. Boy, that's a tough throw. Incomplete.
Man.
Intended for Bateman. They were trying. Moose trying to get him the ball.
Play for number 16, Aisa Naliati.
Tough throw right there. I like that they're going for Bateman, though. I approve of that message. 2 more downs to get into the end zone.
3rd down. Hodkins. Looking over the middle. Boy, through traffic. Had a couple defenders there. Was intended for McChesney. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. What do you do here, Moose?
You got to go for it.
But who do you look for?
I think
what do you
go
run?
5 out. You run a couple outs, and then you run Bateman over the middle. See if you can just get him right over that end zone line for a 5-yard in.
Lone Peak going to take a timeout. They know this is likely.
Timeout is called by
It's the game. You got to score here, given that it's still 3 possessions with 8:36 to go.
Especially with how Timpview has been eating up the clock while they've been doing it.
So, Moose, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
Do you have unresolved back pain from a herniated disc, or does pain in your knees prevent you from being as active as you want?
Pain in my knees does prevent me from being as active as I want.
I do have back pain. I got good news for both of us. Non-surgical regenerative spine and joint therapies from Renuvi can repair damaged tissue, relieve your pain, and restore your active lifestyle. Go to Renuvi.com to set up a free virtual consultation with one of their qualified physicians. Your pain doesn't have to be managed. It can be solved at Renuvi. I want to thank Tech9, Tech Happily with Tech9, where Utah goes for custom software development.
I thought you meant the rapper for a second.
Is that a rapper, Tech9?
Yes, Tech9 is a rapper.
I did not know that.
They will program and rap for you is what I hear.
4th down. Hodkins, pressure, and it gets to him. They brought pressure from the outside, and this was Steven Strong that got to Hodkins and broke it up. And once again, Lone Peak will turn it over on downs.
Oh, my goodness. That house is coming down on that play. Wow.
On downs.
Timpview, their
Those
communication
6-yard
has
line.
been great. This will be a lot of run-heavy stuff, and they're going to try to eat up the clock.
Yeah, 8:32 to go. Another stop for Timpview. And, man, that defense, you talked about it earlier, Moose. They've really flexed their muscles whenever Lone Peak has gotten deep into their territory, and it's been a stellar performance by them.
Yeah. One interesting thing about Timpview, they got new headsets this year with Chalk Talk, produced by a local legend, Justin Brown. So it's interesting to see that they're taking advantage of all the technology available to them.
Drive for Kasuga. He'll hand off here on 1st down. Short gain there for Timpview on the run.
Yeah.
On the left side, the number 14, Micah Beckstead. He's knocked out of bounds.
Didn't want to go out of bounds there. Stayed in bounds. Kasuga, I've been thoroughly impressed from this freshman. I think he's got a bright, bright future. Helaman is La Man. My goodness.
I'm glad you're coming around to that. I said Lamont, huh?
You
I was
did.
going racing. On the ground here. Big hole, and it's Beckstead into the open field. Micah across the 50. One man to beat, and Beckstead will go 9-0. about 83 yards to the 7-yard line.
Oh, he had the juice. Just ran out of gas there at the very end.
He's got to be nearing 200 yards tonight.
Beckstead has had a phenomenal game. My goodness. And who else has? My goodness. It was Fokai Haunga. Haunga has been dominant today. But great run. I haven't seen Timpview play like this since Britton Covey donned on the orange and blue.
And they're doing this against a 6'8 power in Lone Peak.
Yeah, Region 4 is nothing to trifle with, to be honest with you. But Timpview is trifling away today.
I'll tell you, I mean, again, a lot of people say, well, Lone Peak graduated a lot of guys. Yes, they did. When you talk to people, there are people that still think Lone Peak will be competitive at the top of that region.
Yeah.
And so, they lost a lot of guys. But this is still a team that has a lot of talent on it. High expectations this year. Maybe not a state championship, but one that people think will compete in Region 4. And week 1 has been Timpview on both sides.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't expect this. Timpview is a ferocious team. They're good kids, but Lone Peak, don't get confused. It's not like they're a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. They're just breaking in new dudes all over the place. You'll see that in high school. Unless you're getting transfers from everywhere in the country, you're going to have ebbs and flows with your program. This team, it's going to get better and better and better. So I'm excited to see what happens with this.
Want to thank Realco, your one-stop janitorial shop, for their support of Lone Peak football here on KSLSports.com, as well as ROI Solutions, professional call center solutions at prices you can afford at ROI Solutions. Also, Stephanie Clark with Berkshire Hathaway, Utah's premier real estate professional. Stephanie Clark with Berkshire Hathaway. First down, back to the ground. Nice lane there inside the 5 to bring up 2nd and goal here for Timpview.
Man, I've honestly been impressed with Timpview. They look good. They've had some critical mistakes, but they've overcome them as well. And they've kept their foot on the gas.
I think a lot of people expected Lone Peak Timpview kind of 1-2. Based on what you see, agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree with that. And Timpview, Lone Peak's had their number for years, whether it's a close game.
I was talking with someone ahead, and he said Lone Peak, since he's been there, not on the coaching staff, but a supporter of the program, with the program and administrator, said we've not lost to Timpview for 7 years.
Yep.
So this is a huge, huge score and game for Timpview, given the history between these two.
Yeah, Lone Peak owned the mental battle over them. That's the thing. Region 4 doesn't lose out of region.
No.
Especially those top 4 teams in Corner Canyon, Sky Ridge, American Fork, and Lone Peak. They just don't.
It's why they have the reputation they do, that they're the best in the state, because whenever they play outside that region, they win.
Yeah. And then when you look at the state playoffs, it's usually those 4 teams in the finals.
Late, yeah. Unless they play each other. Another run here, and boy, hard contact there behind the line as that Lone Peak defense coming up. And Mayberry in on the tackle there for the Knights.
Looks like they're going to throw the field goal team out there. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a 50, but I'll be equally as hyped.
And this will only be 28, not 50, but
probably won't be as hyped. I'm going to be real with you, ladies and gentlemen. But Jacob Larson been having himself a great time. He did have one kick blocked.
Yeah.
Let's see what Lone Peak's going to bring this time.
Late in that first half. Kick is up, and this one good.
True as the North Star through those posts.
Look at you being all poetic.
Well, I thought I saw the North Star, but all I saw was 10,000 bucks above my head.
Yeah. It was the glistening of... Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Burn Boot Camp transforms lives and communities through challenging 45-minute cardio and strength workouts that will leave you feeling stronger and more confident in your life. I want to thank Burn Boot Camp for their sponsorship of Lone Peak football right here on KSL Sports Rewind.
Burn Boot Camp?
Burn Boot Camp.
Should we go do a Burn Boot Camp one day?
I would not make it, Moose. I'm telling you right now.
I feel like I want to do one with you.
I'll be done in a minute.
We should record it.
That would be the quickest YouTube video in the history of YouTube.
It's going to turn into a TikTok real quick.
Yeah. It'll go viral for all the wrong reasons. That's what will happen.
We'll get you in a burn boot camp before you know it. 24-3.
Timpview here to kick off. 5:41 left to go here in regulation.
Return. Nope.
Into the end zone. Touchback.
Great effort there, though, to get the ball.
Touchback.
I never quite understood that.
Isaac Hudson.
What?
Well, like the attempts to try to keep it out of the end zone so you can get a return. I'm like, it puts you in an unfavorable return, like momentum. And
have you watched the returns tonight, though?
Yeah.
The worst they got was 30 yards.
I know, but usually they're catching that ball with some forward momentum as opposed to their momentum, like stalling them or backwards. But I'm not a coach, so.
No, the general rule of thumb is heels on the 2 or heels in the end zone. And if you're not going forward, let it go.
They'll start at the 20. Hodkins running out of time. Looking to the sideline there. Bateman, the nearest receiver, as it's incomplete.
Cruz on the ground.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Guessing a cramp. Seems to be the case here.
Get him some pickle juice. We got to save him out there.
Yeah, we're not far from BYU. Come on, guys. Let's bring that on over.
That was always the weirdest thing. Everyone would be like, eat these salts. Drink this pickle juice. And I'm like, I don't think that helps. I don't know what that does. I'm no doctor, but getting water out of my body probably doesn't help me much.
Anyone who says it's scientific, the jury's still out on science. That's a movie, or that's a show line.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah, apparently you didn't gather that one. The jury's still out on science. That's Arrested Development at its finest.
Oh, my gosh. The Booths. I need to go watch that show again.
It's good. McChesney up. Good to see he's okay.
Crew, one of the top receivers in the entire state. They're going to need him against Bishop Alamani next week.
That's a great plug because we're going to be there in Mission Hills, California. We'll have that game streamed for you live right here on KSLSports.com.
Man, are you going to go surfing while you're out there?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where the bus goes.
Whoa.
Boy, tough hit there.
These DBs, don't trifle with them at all.
No, they don't mess around. I used the phrase earlier, heat-seeking defense.
Missiles.
It's been that way all game here for Timpview. As Robinson, the intended target.
These guys are conditioned enough that they're doing a good job going both ways, too, which is impressive.
Yeah, because to your point, it's not a roster that – there's certainly more names on the Lone Peak roster than the Timpview roster.
It seems like there's twice as many names on the Lone Peak roster.
Another third down here for Lone Peak. Hodkins, beware. This is where the sack monsters have come out for Timpview tonight.
Whoa,
high snap.
No.
Hodkins retreating in the end zone, and here is the new rule. Was that picked off? No, incomplete.
Oh, my God.
We almost had the play of the year, as I was going to go technical in the rule book.
Tay Nakua is jumping around all over the place. Excited about that.
All right, here's the new rule, Moose.
Tell me.
Intentional grounding. That is no longer intentional grounding.
Okay.
There's now a tackle box. If you're inside the tackle box, which is the outside of the tackles, ball has to be within the vicinity of an eligible receiver.
Okay.
That was the old rule, but there was no tackle box. The new rule is that's now the rule inside the tackle box. If the quarterback is outside the tackle box, which Hodkins was, ball has to cross the line of scrimmage. If it does that, no intentional grounding. I think a good display there of the rule change being advantageous. All good. Kick return, punt return here.
Oh, no.
Nearly taken down by his own man. Will allow Lone Peak to come and cover and make the stop.
Oh man, 3-3 Isaac Evans. He was just looking for someone to hit, and he hit his own returner. Bless his heart. There's going to be some conversations about that tomorrow in the film room.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Isn't that the old song?
Ludicrous, yes.
Yeah.
Way to use your editing ability to not finish that song.
This is a family program, Moose. We keep things PG. We'll allow for parental guidance.
PG?
Ball spot of the 48.
Good to know. I heard G the whole time.
We wouldn't be able to cover Pleasant Grove if that was the case. Is cover here by Tuaone into Lone Peak territory.
Man.
See what I did there? That was a little punt.
Lone Peak has all the momentum. They didn't get that interception, but they're going. Do they have too many did Lone Peak have too many men on the field? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it might have been the case.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. Yep. You can't play with 12 men.
You know, and 12 Angry Men, nonetheless. That's a movie. Old 12 Angry Men.
You need to watch something past the 2000s.
I had this conversation with someone on my team at work today. We were talking about the Sonics. I'm a Sonics guy. And I was like, oh, man, you weren't even born the last time they were competitive. And I kind of had old man syndrome hit me at that point.
The Sonics.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You mean the burger place? Like, I'm a fan of McDonald's,
No,
too.
the Seattle Supersonics, Moose. Man. Just rub it in. Rub it in. So, yeah, too many men here. Look, and we talk about Lone Peak. This team will grow as the year goes on. The defense has been much better in the second half. We've seen better gap assignment defensively. They haven't allowed a lot of big runs. The one they did, they limited to a field goal. Like they've been much more defensively assigned here in the second half.
Yeah. It's always interesting when you see 12 men in the field. You're like, as you're counting as the offensive line, you're like, hey, what are our most dangerous guys? Wait a second. There's 8 dangerous guys and 5 DBs out there.
This one thrown out and out of play. We're going to get a late hit here on that far sideline. Would have been a first down, and it will be extra yardage here tacked on for Timpview.
Got to keep your cool. Lone Peak, they're young, they're angry.
I mentioned 12 Angry Men, but you didn't like that reference, Moose. So
I can't relate. I'm sorry, Dane.
Have you seen that?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's an old black and white movie.
Black and white movie?
It's about a hung jury. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Is Charlie Chaplin in it?
No, it has audio. Not that old. First and goal here for Timpview after the penalty. 4.5 to go here.
Oh.
Here's Villa.
Good job, K-Song.
Lone Peak able to come over, wrap him up.
Yeah, I was born in 1991. There was color on our TVs and our Game Boys.
1991. So young. We talk about Lone Peak's opponent next week. How about Timpview? Going to head out to take on Harriman. Team that was playing Corner Canyon. Night Chargers had that one in control early.
Yeah, Corner Canyon. They're a scary team. They're my number 1 team going into the season.
Ahead of Skyridge.
That's
going to be a doozy.
Region 4. What a great deal, but
I know. I'll tell you, I've had people tell me AF could very well win that region too.
Hunter Clegg is a scary, scary man.
Right up the middle. Whoa! Beckstead trucking his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Timpview.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, it was Tuaone. My apologies.
Putting the nail in the coffin. Number 1, Tuaone. My goodness gracious. I know you love Beckstead. No matter what running back's out there, you're calling out Beckstead. But Tuaone, we got to give him his love.
You know what happened? I saw the sheer disregard for defensive players, and I was like, oh, that's Beckstead. But no, it's Tuaone. He has that same mentality and just mowing guys down as it's 27-3.
Now, this is what kills me. You score the touchdown, get the heck out there, and get on the field goal block unit. I would be kicking whoever wasn't out there. Andy jumped. Good kick, though. Good way to be.
31-3. Timpview all over Lone Peak. 3:35 left to go here in regulation. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week.
You just love Beckstead, dude.
No, I just not look like him.
I know, I feel terrible. I hate when I miss stuff like that.
You know how many things I miss each and every day?
I know, but for me it's like player names. Get player names right and the world works. Oh, we were on. I thought we went to break, and apparently we did not.
Happens.
It has been one of those nights, week one, and trying to get everything sorted out. If nothing else, you heard me apologize for messing up the name of Tuone. So, my apologies. Our research department hard at work as, 3 points, just not something that happens very often by Lone Peak. As this return up the right side, another good return. Boy, the special teams has been strong today for Lone Peak Moose.
So special teams are run by Denny. Special teams and defense. Denny, when I was playing at BYU, he'd actually come up often, and he would long snap for us. He's like, my brother is decent. I am greatness. And so it's always fun to see Denny out there taking special teams and really highlighting the importance of them.
31-3, and on the ground here.
Timpview has pulled a lot of their starters here. So Lone Peak should be able to get a lot of area. And you'll notice number 12's in. Engemann. Brett Engeman's son, Rome Engemann. Engemann, very popular name. The AP on my mission, Austin Engemann, great kid. Lots of Engemans. No matter where you go in Provo, you can't throw a rock without hitting an Engemann.
I like that decision. It is, we talked about having two quarterbacks and, trying to get them experience at the varsity level. And here's an opportunity in a game that's pretty much decided. Nice slip through would-be tackle there is on the reception is Neville, the sophomore, able to take it up into Timpview territory.
That's the crazy thing. For years, everyone's just trying to find who they're going to go and wait for their turn in teams like Lone Peak. There's not a lot of attrition usually. You don't have a lot of guys that are getting these opportunities. But I'm excited to see Engemann, see what he can do. The young senior. He's a senior.
But a young senior. He's got his whole life ahead of him. Thrown out, and that was incomplete. He did caught it. I thought I saw that trickle out. Reception made there by Keela Keone. 2.5 to go. Lone Peak looking for points. You ready for this, Moose?
Yeah.
According to our research department, this is the fewest points Lone Peak has scored since 2008.
Whoa.
A loss against
Alta?
Timpview.
Oh, Timpview.
28-3 was that game.
So 2008, that would have been Tannen Pedersen throwing the ball around.
That's a while ago.
Quarterback that went to SUU.
Those are like almost your playing days, right, Moose?
That is my playing days. I knew that team well, actually.
See, I couldn't remember if you were an 07 or an 08 guy.
I was 07, 08, 09.
Oh, you were 09. Okay, all right. Yeah, so that was so long ago, Moose was still suiting up.
Back in my day, Timpview allowed 3 points.
That's exactly what it is.
Who's ready for back in my day stories?
Well, Lone Peak trying to prevent the back in my day story with a late drive here. First down just inside the 20.
Yeah, that was a scary Timpview team with Bronson Kafusi, Chris Badger, Craig Bills.
Engemann stepping up, gets through a tackle. Engemann inside the 10 and taken down at the 3 as we have 1:20 to go here. And Lone Peak making a nice late drive here.
Man, even Xavier Sofilo, who played for the Bengals in the Super Bowl this last year, was on that team.
Yeah, he was a UCLA guy, right?
UCLA, went away from BYU. Bless his heart. But phenomenal Timpview team where they were just littered with D1 players, and they came and played Alta the next year, and we took it to them because we were better than them.
I'll tell you, yeah. First and goal. On the ground. Oh, and they're going to say he's short. They try to get it with Smith.
Hand off at the middle of number 22.
They mark him inside the 1.
Stopped at the goal line by the Timpview defense.
Oh, you got to get
inside
these
of a minute
points.
to go. I mean, this would be a nice picker-upper on what's been a tough night for the offense. You can punch this in.
But the thing is, this offense is talented. don't expect this same performance week in and week out.
Yeah.
There's a lot to come.
Back to Smith, touchdown,
Got
Lone
her.
Peak.
Way to be Smith. I like it.
Makai Smith into the end zone. Touchdown, Lone Peak.
So that will prevent the back in my day story.
It was a
We'll leave
beautiful
the past
day.
in the past.
It was a Wednesday, Dane, if you can remember.
31-9 here, the lead on the Smith touchdown. Well, after the Smith touchdown. 31-9, the Timpview lead after the Smith touchdown for Lone Peak.
Yeah.
It's a night.
Who is missing? Get out there.
We have had a lot of assignment miscues on kicks tonight.
And it's always the guy inside of the wings, too.
Point after try here for Lone Peak is good.
Great hit.
31-10.
Well, this chant kind of drives me nuts. The I believe we will win when it's 31-10. If you don't believe you'll win with 31 seconds left, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, there's probably bigger problems. But I'll make the comment we mentioned earlier. It's a good student section tonight for Timpview, making the trek across Utah County over to Provo High School. And
So with this student section, 1 out of 10, what are we rating them?
well, so here's the thing. I've done a lot of Timpview games over the years.
Okay.
And it has not been uncommon to look at a student section of Timpview and see 2 or 3 rows of students and be like, man, you know, would love to have a student body. We got a good 7 rows tonight. So for me, and it's a wide section. So for me, the numbers I'll take.
Yep. Give these Timpview kids, and it's impressive that they're doing this before the season, too.
Yeah. So Timpview students, keep coming back, man.
Tricky. Great song. But Timpview student section impressive. Lone Peak traveled well, too. This is a great game. I love having everyone tuning in from Hawaii. Shout out to you guys all the way to Africa, to Asia. We love our fans coming in and tuning in. And especially in Utah.
We got other continents joining us, Moose?
Absolutely. Look at the numbers.
That's it's all because of you. Little chip kick here. Fielded out of 20 and out of play. Someone didn't like that attempt.
Tay Nakua didn't like that. He's like, don't you go at my knee.
That would be the frowny face response.
Yep. He was pointing at his left cheek and at the other kid.
Yeah.
He said, frowny face to you.
We don't like that. 8 seconds to go here. Final play.
It's a little chippy here at the end.
Great start for Timpview. They got on it early. Big plays. Helped to create some separation. And Lone Peak driving the ball, but just had moments where the sacks, penalties, turnovers just never allowed them to get that rhythm. And that's the big difference tonight. Timpview executed. Lone Peak had some plays where they couldn't consistently.
Yeah, this isn't the end of Lone Peak, though. They're a great squad. They've got great coaches. I think they're going to keep getting better and better, just like they did last year. They got better and better throughout the season, and you'll see the same thing from this crew. The only thing that could have made Timpview better tonight is if the Ambrosio brothers hopped on a plane and decided to come to Timpview starting Monday morning.
I was going to say, school starts next week. I think there's still time. But I don't know if they can get through the processing, but that's another story.
No, they played here last year. Come on back,
Great
gentlemen.
point. Great point. Hey, strong night for Timpview. It might not have been a true home game at Timpview High School, but the friendly confines of Provo, Timpview able to surge to a 31-10 win over Lone Peak. Moose, your final thoughts on the player of the game?
My final thoughts is, my goodness, it was fun to watch these guys. I could give player of the game to Spencer Fano for getting a sack and showing his older brother up, Logan, saying anything you can do, I can do better. I could give it to many of people, but I'm going to give it to Pokai Hunga because he was absolutely unbelievable, dominating on the field and doing a great job on offense, defense, and special teams.
Congratulations to Pokai Hunga for being our player of the game. All Timpview as they get the win over Lone Peak, 31-10. I want to thank you for joining us here. Week 1 in the books Timpview defeating Lone Peak. For all of us here at KSL Sports Rewind, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week for Week 2 action only on KSLSports.com.